You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
Let's discover hard cover months, but it's this enough so you can know what's up in the hood.
What's it take to get your number? What's it take to bring you home? Hurry up, it's time to suffer. Order up, I'm home to go. Gay, straight up, bi, lesbian, transgender life. I'm on the right track, baby. I was born to survive.
お金稼ぐ俺らはスター
お金稼ぐ私はスター
You know I'm still standing better than I ever did
Feels good and my self-worth's at an all-time low. And just when it couldn't get worse, my ex crashed my place and destroyed all I own.
Elton John, one of the most famous gay musicians in the world, skyrocketed in popularity during the 1970s. He has been in a relationship with David Furnish since 2014. Elton John's last performance was a duet with lesbian artist Chappell Roan, where they sang at Elton John's Oscars AIDS benefit. Chappell Roan is a lesbian pop star who heavily incorporates her sexuality into her work. Her Grammy-winning song Pink Pony Club is about finding a community that accepts her for being lesbian. Her songs Casual and Good Luck Babe are emotional songs about experiences that many lesbians face, with Casual being about a lover who doesn't want a relationship and her being desperate, so she stays. Good Luck Babe is about a girl whose partner is afraid to be a lesbian, so she enters a fake marriage, leaving Chappell Roan heartbroken. Billie Eilish is another lesbian pop artist. At the start of her career, she had queerbaiting allegations, which is when someone pretends to be part of the queer community to appeal to gay audiences while not being a part of the community. Billie Eilish officially became a part of the queer pop community when she came out in her Variety Power of Women interview, then releasing her Hit Me Hard and Soft album, which has songs about her being gay. Lady Gaga is a bisexual musician who is adored by many. Recently, she has shattered the record for the largest crowd size drawn by a female musician, the previous record being 1.6 million, which was held by Madonna. This is significant to queer artists because Madonna and Lady Gaga are very popular queer advocates, with Lady Gaga singing her song Born This Way during her performance, a song about being born queer and why this is okay. Doechii is another bisexual woman who is 1 out of 3 women to earn a Grammy in the rap category. She is very open about her experience as a bisexual woman on social media and in some of her music, with the title of her song Denial is a River being a reference to a Wendy Williams quote saying, "Denial is a river in Egypt, your husband is gay." Megan Thee Stallion is another bisexual Grammy-winning rapper. She has always been open about her sexuality, such as in her single Broke His Heart, when she says the phrase, "I like girls." Having different artists in a variety of genres be so open about their sexuality is so important for the younger generations because they can see famous people that are just like them and realize that it's okay and they have someone to resonate with. Frank Ocean is a gay singer-songwriter who specializes in the R&B genre. He is open about his sexuality in his music, which is significant because when he first came out, there wasn't much gay representation in the R&B community, and even today, there aren't that many gay masculine icons in general. This is all important because it helps you realize that queer people are everywhere and very influential. It is important to talk about LGBT people's contributions to pop culture and how much they changed the world in general, not just through music, but in other ways too.
So, when was the first time you encountered the bury your gays trope?
Okay, so young, very young, probably 7 or 8. There was a show, The 100. It was CW. It was like, this was the vibe at the time. You had to be there. Everybody was doing angsty teen dramas and post-apocalyptic worlds. And there were 2 characters, Bellamy and Clark, and I loved both characters. So I thought, because there was this giant ship in the fandom, I thought I loved the characters together. But then a 3rd character, Lexa, rolled in, and I loved Lexa and Clark so much more. And that's when I figured out, like, I probably did love the characters together. So I got interested in that and kind of ditched the Belle arc of it all.
Interesting. Okay, so tell me more. What happened between them?
So here it goes. We're getting Clark, we're getting Lexa. They're doing the queer baiting, the entire shebang. I mean, like, the touches, the looks, everything is there. We're thinking, like, ooh.
Right. Did they have them get together?
Yeah, they did get together. And then she died. Lexa died. Welcome to a special hardcover segment on the Bury Your Gaze media trope. I'm your host, Francisca, and we're going to be digging into the dreaded trope. Bury Your Gaze refers to a media trope that generally involves LGBTQ+ characters meeting an untimely demise. This trope has a couple other markers that usually accompany the death of a queer character, such as the character being the singular queer character, queer baiting, which involves implying but not confirming a character to be queer, and horrifically violent deaths for queer characters. This trope has a long history in media, from literature to film and television. A work often cited as an early example is Oscar Wilde's A Picture of Dorian Gray. More recent examples include Pussy Washington on Orange is the New Black, Oberyn Martell on Game of Thrones, Adam Torres on Degrassi, Leslie Shea on Chicago Fire, and of course, Lexa on The 100. Repeat offenders of this trope include Supernatural, which killed off queer characters Charlie and Castiel, and The Magicians, where Quentin and Kira succumbed to the trope. Why is this such a problem, you ask? Well, it sets a precedent that queer characters are incapable or undeserving of happy endings. Millions of queer youth consume this media in which people like them are depicted experiencing unnecessary violence or death. This can lead to self-confidence issues and even a greater fear of coming out. This also desensitizes the public to violence against queer people, which can only lead to less caution around the topic. But what happens when this kind of violence seeps into real life? In 2023, the FBI released their annual crime report and revealed 2,402 reported sexual orientation-motivated hate crimes and 547 gender identity-related hate crimes reported in that calendar year. Those are just the crimes reported and confirmed to be motivated by sexuality or gender expression, so the actual number could be much higher. This left a statistic of 1 in 5 hate crimes involving an anti-LGBTQ+ bias, making it the third largest cause of hate crimes in the country. In 2009, a major breakthrough was made in the fight against the devastating pattern of violence against the LGBTQ+ community, when the Matthew Shepard and James Byrd Jr. Hate Crimes Prevention Act was signed into law under the Obama administration. The act made it a federal crime to willfully cause bodily injury or attempt to do so using a dangerous weapon because of the victim's actual or perceived race, color, religion, or national origin. It also covers crimes committed because of the actual or perceived sexual orientation, gender identity, gender, or disability of any person. It provided for training surrounding hate crimes for law enforcement. The namesakes of the law include Matthew Shepard, a 21-year-old college student who was brutally murdered due to his sexual orientation in 1998, and James Byrd Jr., a 49-year-old black man who was horrifically murdered by white supremacists due to his race. Both cases were profound losses, and we express our sincerest condolences to the families of the victims. The act is seeing particularly poignant use regarding cases where the victim presents an intersectionality of identity that is becoming more common in hate crimes. This is because a disproportionate amount of black transgender women are being affected by hate crimes in recent years. This is a scary reality we are living in, and it is all the more reason we ensure that the stories of the human beings behind these headlines are told, and not just the stories of their horrific deaths. The bury your gaze trope is a way of shrouding queer stories in tragedy. It minimizes the lives and identities of queer people by only focusing on their death.
This is not the proper way to honor the queer community, and it is particularly insensitive considering the uptick of anti-LGBTQ+ hate crimes in recent years. So we at Hardcover call for filmmakers to bury the bury your gays trope.
White man. No, seriously.
Apes. Honestly, I think it came from the white man.
Really, I think it came from way back in the years when males was maybe messing with, fondling with the animals.
It came from the white man.
They say it originated in Africa from a chimpanzee.
I'm HIV positive. I'm 26, and my name is Ny'Jari.
I found out when I was 18, when I was going to college.
I think possibility, I think it's a person gave it to me, but he never told me his results. I never saw his results, so I can't tell you he gave it to me.
I have a 5-year-old daughter that's HIV negative. My child father proposed in the condom. He got me pregnant on purpose because he thought that nobody wants to be with me. But she's a blessing. And
I'm okay with it, as long as it's educating and people are getting something from it. Because you have different stages. When you find out you have HIV, like you have to your denial stage, your depressed stage, until you get to that point. And I was like in the denial stage, didn't really want to accept it. Then I got depressed, and when I got depressed, then I just came back home from school.
So I just bought one that Aoraha touched me about, and I take this one big fat pill. It's 3 in 1, but heck, it's my best friend. I take it at night. I have bad dreams. I see people. I can't sleep sometime at night because I take it at night. I can't wake up in the morning sometimes because I take it at night. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I took 15 pills. I go to the doctor every 3 months. I have 6 different doctors.
2,536 cases of chlamydia this year. 13 to 20. African Americans accounted for 17,000 of that 22,000. Y'all don't think that's sad?
That's ridiculous.
9,000 gonorrhea cases. We accounted for 7. 7 out of 9,000?
We always accounted for something.
I am an outreach coordinator for Sankofa Inc. We're HIV and AIDS awareness program. My best friend works there, and I was out of school for the summer, and I ain't had nothing to do. And it was something positive, so I figured, why not? And now I've been doing it for 2 years, and I love it. Yes, I have a passion for what I do. And that's why I made the statement earlier. If you don't want to be here, you don't have to. I just want to teach you something. If you don't want to hear it, it's fine. That's my biggest problem. People act ignorant, and they stop other people from learning. When just because you don't want to hear it don't mean that he don't want to know, or that mean that you don't want to know. So that's my biggest problem with the program, ignorant people.
What do you know about AIDS and HIV?
Well, I know you could die from it, and like you could catch it through sexual contact, but that's all I know.
Now, I know you can't get it from hugging somebody. You can't get it from being around somebody. So,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know if one of my guys had it or something, just because he got it, I ain't going to act differently towards him.
Shit, I mean, I know you can catch it from having unprotected sex, intravenous drug use.
Not much. Not much about AIDS.
Yes, a survey, 13 questions. No right or wrong answers, we don't grade them, but we're gonna go over it together. Because you'll be surprised how much you think you know and really don't. Take these same surveys out on the street. People don't know what abstinence means, they don't know what monogamy means, but we out here having a lot of sex. I'm gonna go through the statistics for the STD list. Staggering.
See the signs of endanger time. What's going on?
Let's do it. So it's unfortunate, you know, for someone to be dying from a disease, especially if it could have been prevented. I found out my uncle got AIDS the other day. I'm crying.
When I first found out about having HIV, I was upset at the world because I don't know where it came from. My family still treat me the same. I don't have no friends. All my friends, when they found out, they didn't want to be my friend. Some of them felt they couldn't handle it. Some of them was like, no, I don't want to be her friend.
Who know the difference between HIV and AIDS? What is it?
HIV, I don't know how to say it, but I know when you got HIV, you don't have AIDS. Once you get AIDS, ain't no going back to HIV. You got AIDS. And they say you gotta have HIV. HIV comes first.
I'm glad you said that.
Then
who else?
Leave it there.
Leave it there. HIV is the virus that leads to AIDS, but you got to have had sex with somebody who has HIV. If they got full-blown AIDS, there you go.
2008, having AIDS is not a bad thing. But 20-some years ago, and you got AIDS, you're gonna die. That's just what it was. If you had HIV 20 years ago, you're gonna get HIV AIDS and you're gonna die. So that's kind of hard to get it. You must just not taking care of yourself, or you slept with someone that had AIDS and they gave you AIDS. It's kind of hard. AIDS has went down. HIV is coming up.
What's going on? Tell me. People dying. I feel like in the black community, AIDS is running wild because a lot of people don't care. A lot of the young ladies and a lot of the young males don't really care because they ain't really being taught nothing at home. So.
It's bad out here. It's getting even worse from
12 and up. It's real bad out here.
Somebody having unprotected sex. The men's doing it on the down low, going back to their wives. It's out here. It's out here.
The statistics says it's about maybe 85% in the Lawndale community.
Teenagers, I feel, they more looking up to me or Magic Johnson. That's why sometimes I really don't like giving speeches, because they see, okay, you fine, you healthy, you okay. If I get it, it's all right. Same with Magic Johnson, but it's not like that. If you don't want to take this, you don't want to be in this, you don't want to be in this situation. And you see they having unprotected sex because the teenage pregnancy is on the rise. Yeah. So
now we have a test called Aura Quick. It's a swab in your mouth. Get your results back in 20 minutes. You don't have to wait 2 weeks to get to it. We do free screens. We set up out on the street. Do free HIV tests, give away LMAX, all type of this. And y'all will be surprised the people who jog up to that AIDS truck and how they come back out of that crying. And that's why we're out here. That's why other organizations like ours are out here, to keep people motivated and let them know that this is not the end. We're here to help you. We're going to guide you. We're going to counsel you. We'll help you find you somewhere to live. We'll help you get food, clothing, jobs, whatever you need. We there for you. Early detection saves lives. Get tested.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Joseph Lopez.
And Haley Hawkins at CTV and Hardcover News.
The legalization of same-sex marriage has finally been passed all over the U.S. The first state to legalize same-sex marriage was Maryland in 2004, which led to acceptance of same-sex marriage throughout the entire country. Eventually, on June 26, 2015, the Supreme Court passed the Orville versus Hodges decision.
Now we have reporters on the streets getting people's opinions on how the legalization of same-sex marriage could potentially change the definition of the traditional American family.
I feel like it was overdue and it's a great thing, and Canada did it 10 years ago.
Other people want to be gay, then that's their business.
I feel that we're in America, we have our rights, and that they should have done that a long time ago, that we have our freedom, that it's their choice. So I'm glad that they did legalize it.
Like, I have a friend and he wears like fur coats and all this stuff. People are very quick, but I think it takes a lot of courage to be who you are, and that's all he's doing.
I do have friends, and I do have family members that are gay and lesbians, and I do respect them. You know what I'm saying, based on the fact that they're human beings.
Well, I have a few family members that are like either gay or bi or lesbian, and me and my family, we're open and we're supportive about that, and we support them in their whatever they want to do with their life.
If you're a real family, you will love and respect each other.
I feel that it really doesn't change the family values. Like, I feel like the kids would still grow up the same if they adopt or whatever, It's just that I feel that the only difference that it is with other families, how they look at them.
I hope that it can be whatever people want it to be, as long as they're happy and kids are happy.
In the future, in the next few years, the families are going to become more diverse, either with more lesbian, gay couples, interracial couples.
The act has passed. It's time for the change to continue for both the world and our society's general value system. This has been CTVN News.
Thanks for watching.